Kakadosh Boker Tov. We were continuing on Siman Samech. We were finishing the Mishnah Bra. We were in the middle of Mishnah Bra Vav, and then we were continuing with the Ramah to do with the order of cutting our nails. If you remember, do we have to be makpid, not makpid? What is the order that the Ramah brings down, and so on and so forth. So here in the Mishnah Bra it says in Sif Katan Vav Erev Shabbat Yom Chamishi, on Thursday there's a minhag. He brought down that there were some people that are makpidin not to cut their nails on Thursday. Why? Because if it starts to grow on the third day, so you cut it on Thursday, it starts growing on Thursday, Friday, Shabbat, it's growing the nails. So therefore, if the nails are starting to grow on Shabbat, so what type of kavod Shabbat is there if it's starting to grow that same day? Nekuda. Then the Mishnah brings down, Yesh Katvu. No, so Wednesday there's no problem because Wednesday it starts growing on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So Friday it starts growing. Yeah, but you're allowed to. We did bring down. Where do we bring this down? We brought down something. Mutal litol tziporayin kvar miyom revi'i. Samamar Mordechai. Shemizman ze ukvar naasa letzorech Shabbat haba. So you are allowed to cut your nails on Wednesday because from Wednesday already, since it's for the next week. Remember, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday is always for the previous week. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday is always in the next week. So because of that, there's no problem. Okay, so that's, and it's also lichot Shabbat. Now here the Mishnah also brings down. Don't cut the nails of the hands and feet on the same day. Yeah? So this, it's Ven Lakutz, we're going to see, one second. Ven Lakutz ela berev Shabbat or berev Yom Tov. You shouldn't do it only unless it's going to be a Shabbat or Yom Tov. So he says, you know what, the best thing to do is do the feet on Thursday and the hands on Friday. Yeah? So here it says, however, though, after the since the Shara Kavanot says he was in the Choshesh Bazeh, Lekal Mechash Midi. So the Ben Ishchai and also the Rav Chida, they said, you're allowed to cut the nails on the same day. No problem. Yeah? Here it says, let's see. So here it says that it says that Rabotenu Aposkim Mekubalim, some people say, just saying this is what the Mishnah Bura says. And then it says, however, though, some people say there's no problem. And if you want to be Mekel, you have what to rely on. So here he brings down, the Magen Avraham brings down the name of the seven Magid Mesharim. Right? The Magid Mesharim was of the Bet Yosef. Here he says, En lakutz tziponai damya b'yom echad. You shouldn't do it in one day, and you should only do it Erev Shabbat and Erev Yom Tov. But he says, so then what should you do? Do the feet on Thursday and the hands on Friday. Why? Because on Friday, it's closer to Shabbat. So therefore, your hands are revealed. Everyone sees your nails of their hands. Nobody sees the nails of your feet. You understand? It wasn't, nowadays there's certain minhagim that they want to show the nails of the feet. That's why you come, you want to paint them, you want to do all these crazy things, right? You know, yeah, it doesn't happen. So it says, which one? No. Well, technically they also have a mitzvah. Why not? The mitzvah applies to everybody. It's not only just men. This is also for women.
I don't understand your point about
Meaning, what's revealed? What do people see? The hands. So because of that, do the hands on Friday and the feet on Thursday.
It's the opposite.
No, what opposite?
Toenails on Thursday.
Yeah, toenails on Thursday and the regular one, meaning the regular nails on Friday. Why? Since they're revealed, you could see it. So it's much better that they're meaning cut, and you could see it on Friday than doing it on Thursday. So Thursday you do the toenails, and on Friday you do the regular nails. Now he says, and also the Yisod B'Shodesh Avodah, he says, Kasher L'Shikha, and also sakana. Kasher L'Shikha means you'll forget your learning, and it's Kasher L'Shikha. And there was a lot of Rav Achronim that brought this down. Saprisha, El Yerabat, Tosef Shabbat, Yad Aaron, the Balatanya, Chayadam, Kitzush Chanuch, Mishnah Bra, Ruch HaShulchan, Darkei Chaim Shalom. You know, like Mamash, there's a lot of things here. Torah Chaim Sofer, okay. But then he says, however, though the Rav Chida says that even though all these Achronim brought down the Magim Mesharim, he says you don't have to be choshesh for this. Why? In the Sefer Kavanot from Shmuel Vital, he comes and he says, he brings down Rav Chaim Vital, and he says the Arizal HaKadosh was makpid, right? Not makpid, but he used to come and cut his nails on Friday. Doesn't matter whether it's nails or toenails. And it's brought down in the Sha'arei Tshuva. It's also Ben Ishchai. He says you don't have to be makpid. Right? However, though Likutei Ma'arich, he says the olam makpidim b'zeh, right? Especially because the Agaot Yesh Nochalim says the opposite, that he was makpid in this, right? So therefore, he comes and he says, however, though from the Acharonim, you know, there's no problem, right? So it can't be because of sakana, obviously. So you can learn from the Arizal HaKadosh, there's no problem. So because the Arizal was not makpid, you don't have a problem. Yeah? Fine. Okay, so that's what he says. And that's why he says that if you're going to be Mekel, you have what to rely on. Okay, that's what the David Yosef says. Okay, fine. Next, Ita Bagmara, brought down in the Gemara. Okay, Hasoref Tzipornaim Hasid. If you burn your nails, you're a Hasid. Okay, Kovran, if you bury your nails, you're a Tzaddik. Zorkan, if you throw the nails, right, you throw them, right, you're a Rasha. Why? Maybe a woman that she's pregnant, she's going to be walking around, she walks on top of it, and she'll miscarry. And therefore, in a Bet HaMidrash, women are not around, right? Or a bathhouse only for men. You could throw it. Because if there's no problem of women being around, so what's the problem? Right? That's what he says. Okay? So here it says, as follows, to do with the throwing. He comes and he says like this. In the Masechet Nida, it's brought down in Shimon Bar Yochai. 5 things, somebody that does it, he's Damo Berosho, throwing his nails in the Reshut Rabim. Why? Because if you throw your nails in a public place, you could cause a woman to miscarriage, and it's like you just killed the guy. You just killed the fetus. Huh? The Gemara. Masechet Nida, Yud Zayin Amud Aleph. Yeah? It's also Gemara Moed Katan. Yeah? The Gemara says 3 things. If you burn the nails, you're a chassid. You bury them, you're a tzaddik. Zurkan rasha. Doesn't matter whether we're talking about toenails or regular nails. Okay? Masechet Moed Katan says it's permitted for somebody that's found in the Bet HaMidrash to throw them because a woman's not found there. Okay? And some people also say that if you change it from one place to another, it's not mazik anymore. So therefore, always broom the floor, right? And then there won't be a problem.
Okay, so the toilet the best option today?
So he says mutar lechatchila, even to throw them into the toilet, right? That's what it says, or into the sink. That's what Rav David Yosef says. And afterwards, you just wash it down, right? And you should do it immediately afterwards. Who does he bring this down? Orchot Rabbeinu in the name of the stipler. No. The Orchot Rabbeinu in the name of the stipler says you shouldn't do it in the toilet. But rather, you should burn it. And the Ben Ish Chai brings it down, right? That they used to gather them together the entire year and burn it with the chametz. Another thing you have with the chametz. Yeah? Yeah, exactly. The wicks of the Chanukah, the lulav, everything. Just throw it in there. Yeah? So he says, it's not better than burying it. Yeah? And that's also brought down. So the Rav Vosner says that if you throw it in the toilet, it's like kvura. The shut, that means burying it. The shut says, it's better to burn it, right? Even if you're not going to suspect that it's going to be revealed. But you shouldn't put them in the nizah in order to burn it for a long time because maybe you're going to forget and there's going to be a problem.
What's the case of the piece of the Brit Milah? Why get buried?
I was going to explain to Rav Chaim what's the reasoning why nails are bad for women. What do you say?
It's a miscarriage.
Why?
So it's mentioned in Nida.
So the Gemara, right? The Gemara says this thing about that if a woman walks over it, she can miscarry. Now, why? So one of the explanations in the back on the En Yaakov of the Gemara, I think it was in Moed Katan, there when it mentions this Gemara, he says because what was the clothing of Adam Arishon before the sin? The nail. Right? Where did all that go to? The nail's here. So if you cut your nail and a woman walks over it, it's a kitrug for her. Because she was the cause why now it goes here and then we have to cut it off. Because if not, our entire body would have been nailed. That would have been our protective covering. So because it's a kitrug for her, that's why if she steps on it, chas shalom, she can miscarriage. That's what's brought down. Yeah, you heard? Now, I think it was a Pri Chadash, I don't remember exactly who it was over there. They said over there that if you are going to do what we said here, that if you're going to broom the floor and you're going to do shinui makom, maybe it loses its effect. So some people say that shinui makom just means that you broomed it, moved it out. But some people say you need shinui makom legamre, they have to actually take it out of the room. and you have to broom it out of the room. So that's why many times people will see that after cutting their nails, they'll still come, take a broom and broom, right? Because of relying upon this shinui makom. And even with that, some people will try to broom everything out of the room. You understand? Meaning that, like even if it was a nail or something that did fall, there's no problem. Okay?
It's no problem for a woman to go to this all this nail place.
Ooh, so it's right. If a woman's pregnant, she shouldn't go. Very problematic. Yeah, because you're going to all these places, and what? Do you think they're really makpid on a call on everything? Saying like, what? Probably. Yeah, you sound like. So says the Mishnah Berurah now. It's also brought down there in the Gemara. They only has a power of damaging in the place where it falls. But if you put it and then afterwards in a certain place, then it fell out, there's no problem. And the Prisha brings down Siman Shmei Aleph, Pikan im chataf bevetov inkom deshkicha neshe v'nafal midok satzibonav yechabed eto makom. So just broom the floor. Is in makom. So move it from one place to another, and then shuv lamba. Rabba katav de'afshad davka k'sheicha lechutz lacheder, not as outside of the room, right? Then it's considered shinui makom. Yesh litol ha'yadayim achar giluach hatziponayim. Then you have to wash your hands after cutting your nails, just like we wrote above in Siman Dalet. So mefurash Mishnah Berurah. Yeah, mefurash Mishnah Berurah. So continues the Rama, and the Rama says as follows. This is the Rama on Siman Samech Sif Aleph. V'mayu se'arot rosho gdolot. What happens if a person has a lot of hair? So what is he supposed to do? Mitzvah legalchan. Take a haircut. Yeah, you heard. Take a haircut. Okay? So he says, he says, and when you're going to cut your nails, lo yitol otan kesidran, don't cut it in the normal seder, normal order. Yatchil bismol, start with the left hand. Start with a kmitza. Ubiyamin be'etzba. So look, on the left hand, you start with a kmitza. This is a kmitza finger. On the right hand, right, you're going to start, right, be'etzba, in the pointing finger. Okay? So he says, what's the siman? The siman is divhaga bismolo, ubidaga biyamin. So on the left hand, you're going to do divhaga, dalid, right? This one, bet. Then you do hey, gimel, aleph. So again, dalid, bet, yeah, hey, gimel, aleph. That's on the left hand, okay? Which is basically 4, 2, right? 5, 1, 5, 3, 1. Then on the right hand, you're doing bidaga. So you're starting again with the etzba. So this one, bet, dalid. But now you're doing aleph, gimel, hey.
What?
That's the order that the Buddha Ham brings down, right? In order to cut your. Here it says like this: the Buddha Ham brings down in the name of the Chochmet Tzorfat and Provincia and the Sefer Musar. They go like this: if a person is going to come and they're going to start cutting their nails, they shouldn't do it in the proper order because it's kasher la'aniyut, for poverty, yeah, l'shikha, to forget your learning, v'likibor vanim, and to bury their own children. But rather you have to do one and skip one, do one and skip one. So here in the bottom, right, the way that he starts is he says over here like this. He says, Sefer Musar Katav, im notel otam kesidran, it's going to be very bad. You're going to forget. And if you're going to start with the middle finger, you're going to bury his children. If he's going to start with the pinky, the small finger, they're going to be Yotzi Alav Shemra, and it's going to be Mitkayim. That means you're going to put a bad name on him, and it's going to be Mitkayim. But one is this, we had small on the left hand. But in Yamin, you start Begodel, Begudal, you're going to start with the thumb, and you're going to finish with the Kmitza. So the Machzor Vitri comes and he says, Velo shtayim zu achazug, it's also not good, Velo ba'ama, Velo bezeret. So because of that, this is how they came out with the order of doing it. Because of that, which one are you allowed to start with, not allowed to start with, and you always have to skip one. So in order to do that, how do you do it? If you do number 4, you cannot do number 5 or 3. So automatically you're either doing number 1 or 2.
Right now, the thing is why he doesn't start with always with the top. Then you skip.
Because he said that you can't start. That's what he brought down here. You cannot start. אם יתחיל בזרת יוציא עליו שם רב, ואם יתחיל בעמה יקבור את בניו, ולא באצבע מבנה שקשה לשם רע, ולא בזרת because of כשלניות, אלא בגודל וכמיצה. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly. It sounds like it says over here the v'gav. So he says, "Kolmar b'yad hashmalit kmitza etzba zeret amagudal v'yad yamin." I don't know. It's just that's the way how you started. I'm not sure exactly why are they, meaning that obviously we know why they weren't starting with the other ones, but why don't you start with the thumb usually? I'm not sure.
You can skip 1 and 1.
Yeah, you could still skip 1 and 1, but I guess they didn't. No. Yeah, I'm not sure, but they don't want to start. So let's see the Mishabura on all these things. Now, here to do with Se'arot Rosho, first of all, it says that somebody that's very weak, yeah, so he shouldn't take a haircut on Erev Shabbat because haircuts make a person weaker. Okay? Then it says it's also good Lisrok Se'arot Zakan Lichot Shabbat. Segula, right? So that you should comb your beard. Yeah, you should comb your beards. Yeah, on Erev Shabbat. Okay? Then it says when you're doing it, yeah, it's true. So he says on the Rama says that when you're going to cut your nails, don't cut them in order. The Birkei Yosef brings out the name of the Rizal HaKadosh, that he wasn't makpid in it. And there's no suffect that if there was something to worry about, meaning these things are not just aleph bet. We're talking about kashel shicha, aniyut, bearing children. Meaning that we're not talking about. So he says that if be'emet there was something wrong, the Rizal wouldn't have. The Rizal did it normally, as if nothing happened. So therefore, he says you don't have to be makpid. Yeah, so here the Halacha Brura actually brings down, yeah, when he's talking about the order, he comes and he says, right? He comes and he says like this: and if you do it, it's very bad things, right? However, though they were already come out about they didn't pay attention to this, and also from the Kubalim, right? That they said Niman Rizal that he wasn't makpid. Says that was a minhag, not to be makpid. And he says, and even if the machminim want to be makpid, it's only in the tzipornei yadayim, but not in the raglayim. Meaning it's only in your hands, not in your feet. In your feet, you don't have to do this, back and forth. It's only in your hands, not in the feet. Yeah, he says that's why he brings it down from the Rama. The Rama says kishnotel tzipornav, right? He says, right, that it's tzipornav, which is tzipornei yadav. Some people bring down tzipornei yadav. Not only is there tzipornav. But who else is this here? Right? It says, okay. Already from the Maram Rotumburg, Mate Moshe, the Shvetz, right? They were also not makpidim. So it wasn't only just the Rizal HaKadosh. It was also like Rishonim also. But they weren't makpidim. Fine. So let's see the Mishabura, Legalchan, Betaro Misparaim, where they're talking about a razor with scissors. And the reason why is that you don't want to get into Shabbat when you're menuval, which means if you need to take a haircut, take a haircut. Okay? Some people, they don't take haircuts or cut their nails on Rosh Chodesh, even if it's going to come out on Erev Shabbat. Yeah? Erev Shabbat Kodesh. But that was the tzivui of Rabbi Yehuda Chassid. Yeah? Here it says it's still better to do it. Yalkut Yosef says that you should be mekel on Rosh Chodesh, shechal berev Shabbat. You should do it. Meaning that, if it's long nails, you shouldn't pay attention. Here it brings it down. Berev Shabbat, Chazon Umchol Moed. Tisporet on Erev Shabbat, okay, was a mitzvah. Here it is. Berosh Chodesh shechal berev Shabbat. Imchal Rosh Chodesh berev Shabbat. Some people are choshesh for Rabbi Yehuda Chassid that you're not allowed to take a haircut. You're not allowed to do it on Thursday. A lot of people, they're not choshesh to Rabbi Yehuda Chassid, and therefore they take haircuts on Rosh Chodesh, and especially if Rosh Chodesh is going to come out on every Shabbat, and they didn't do it on Thursday, there's Kavod Shabbat and there's no problem. So he says nowadays also, a lot of people, they already start taking haircuts, on Rosh Chodesh and all those things, and cutting your nails. And then he says, after the Tisporet, Tzarich Litol Yadav, after taking a haircut, you wash your hands. Yeah?